Yeah, it's recording. All right, I think we can jump into it. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining. I'd like to welcome Matt Liu. Matt was one of our earliest participants in UHI. He was from UHI too, and he is now a proud alum. And he joined Uniswap Foundation as a dev support. He's going to talk a bit about what he exactly does there and how what he did in UHI and how he joined UF. And yeah. So I'd like to welcome Matt. Thank you for joining. How have you been?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks. Yeah, just hanging out middle of the week and excited to be here. So thanks for the opportunity to do this.
Amazing. All right. I think we can start with your origin story. So everybody has like some story how they got into Web3. Maybe you got into a rug pool and this was your revenge arc to get into the tech side. Some people, some people trade and lose a lot of money and to regret because of the regret they just join Ethereum. So yeah, please give us give us an idea like how you got into the space.
Yeah, for sure. Um, so it comes in two parts, I guess. There's the pre-COVID and then post-COVID journey for myself. So for like getting into crypto overall, that was pretty early on, actually. Yeah, I've always been kind of like into tech and infrastructure. Before I got into crypto, I was pretty big into running data centers, supporting applications from the back end, that sort of thing. Um, so yeah, uh, my first introduction to Bitcoin was while I was working here in Taiwan at D-Link as a technical writer. So while I was sitting there like writing manuals for like server equipment and stuff like that, I was like on something awful forums and checking out Bitcoin and watching all that stuff, like tips and things like that. So, um, yeah, that's how I got into it. And then kind of went whole hog with mining for a while, moved over to Washington State, where there's like cheap, subsidized electricity.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just kind of went full hog and had a couple data centers for myself. Um, so yeah, that was like early stuff. And then COVID happened, and I kind of shut everything down. And that's when I got more into, yeah, like the DeFi side of things, actually writing smart contracts and learning how to do all that sort of stuff. So I worked on an NFT project in 21 that was, it did okay. That was on the Harmony One blockchain though. So, um, we had some issues with getting hacked in the bridge and our user base. Yeah, anyone that's been around for a while kind of knows what happened there. So that quickly died. And just from there, I pivoted to working on a DAO. We did some GameFi stuff with the same group of guys. Um, and then I worked at Consensus for a while, doing like protocol support for off-chain labs when Arbitrum was getting spun up.
Mhm.
So that's kind of like when I got really into like the weeds for it. And then what happened? There was a bunch of layoffs in 22, and I was part of that. And everybody kind of scaled back. So I switched and basically ran my own. Well, I tried to run my own SaaS for a while uh, for something called Freak Trade, which is a
Mhm.
algorithmic Python crypto trading bot, basically. Um, and so, yeah, really got into DeFi doing that. Um, and yeah, that's kind of when I started seeing V4 show up on my radar, um, and some of the things that you could do with there. Um, and so, yeah, the natural progression was basically I started looking at V4 and what Uniswap was doing, and then there was the Hooks incubator, and I had some ideas for again running another type of SaaS, and that's basically what got me into the program.
Amazing. It feels like you've almost like touched every part of Web3, like NFTs to DAOs to mining itself. That's pretty amazing. Also, I think Matt is like only one of the few people I know who actively mine on like Bitcoin from the early days. So yeah, that's also amazing. How much money do you make on average on mining?
Um, I don't know anymore because, well, I mean, yeah, it's its own game, right? Like,
Yeah.
um, and it's pretty capital intensive at the upfront. So you have to kind of go in cycles. And if you're not refreshing hardware every time they come out with a new machine, you'll quickly fall behind. So that's not to say that I didn't do really well. Like the machines that I do still have, I've basically just running them into the ground because they've ROI I don't know how many times at this point, so I don't really care. They're not efficient by any means, so like I think um, just because of the efficiency rate, they probably make I don't know a couple of dollars or something like that every day, and I've got a bunch.
Couple of
But
dollars. I believe
yeah,
you.
as they die, I just um, scrap them, or I move them to other places that have free electricity where it's just more economical to run them.
All right. Coming back on track, what was your experience like going through UHI, joining the community of builders focused on V4, going through the whole process, building your hook project, demo, like building for the capstone phase and like graduating?
Yeah, great. All good questions. I mean, I loved it. Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I did while I was trading, and kind of my off year, was going to a lot of hackathons. So,
Wow.
yeah, joining the program and having it kind of structured as um, I guess like a reverse learning classroom type of model, where you're like you go on and you can get the information and there's like an instructor that leads, but you're expected to kind of do your own legwork and keep up. Um, I mean, I love that type of learning. It's really hands-on.
Yeah.
And then yeah, like the hackathon kind of mentality. So there's like an end goal to like kind of work towards. Always help with motivation. And yeah, I just absolutely loved it. I mean, everyone's great too. Hardick's um, an amazing teacher who, uh, yeah, every single time I sit down and watch something, even after I go back and learn, it's a topic that I already know, I always end up learning something new because he just has a way of explaining
Yeah,
it, and his energy is always just
I agree,
amazing.
I agree. Hardik is also an OG. Shout out to Hardik.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I remember you built RugGuard, which was specifically a hub that is used to prevent rug pulls in DeFi or V4 specifically. Maybe you could talk about what you built and how was your experience building on V4 specifically?
Yeah. So that went through a couple iterations too. I think initially, I mean, it's been a while since um, I worked on it. But yeah, the overall idea was kind of to have a hook that um, gave everyone a level playing field, basically. So if there was any type of um, potential rug or removal of liquidity that met some sort of risk score, um, it would go through a process where anybody that was participating in the pool could vote and then authorize or the transaction or not. So um, yeah, I had a lot of fun, and it was an incremental type of thing too. I think by the end of it, I was pretty excited to get the capstone launched and get it up and running, and
Yeah.
um, yeah.
That's amazing. I dropped Matt's project in the description, so if you got
Oh,
the
nice.
comment box, yeah, if you guys want to check out like what specifically it is and how it turned out to be cool there. Yeah, and I believe after UHI, I think we met in Bangkok for DevCon, and then by that time you were part of Uniswap Foundation team as developer support. So maybe you could talk about like how you landed your role at Unisoft Foundation. Yeah, how did that look like?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of great timing, and I think just maybe yeah, I was really excited to get into the Uniswap community one way or the other. So the labs was doing a lot of stuff. The foundations was doing a lot of stuff at the time.
Yeah,
Um, I remember, uh, I think it was Devin was talking about doing Uni Day. That really, right after I had graduated from the capstone, I was like, okay, this is something I really kind of want to dive deeper into. So. Um, Yeah, and then at the time they were looking for more developer support personnel to come on to kind of support the V4 launch and the Unichain launch. So um, yeah, I'm not quite sure what would have happened if I had not put in my application just because I was interested in diving deeper into the overall ecosystem and taking like Rudguard full on. But um, yeah, that was. I'm glad I didn't because, uh, yeah, ever since then, my experience with the foundation has just been amazing. From launching V4 to launching Unichain, to where we're at now with doing liquidity mining and trying to grow V4 adoption and Unichain. Yeah, it's just been an absolutely incredible journey.
that's also amazing. And what does your day-to-day look like at UF? Like what specific tasks do you work on there?
So, yeah, my role has kind of evolved as I've kind of have grown and figured out like where I fit best. So my yeah overall career path has always been something in technical support in one way, shape, or another.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, mainly um, I'm primarily uh, from the support side, working with a lot of our larger partners that have decided to launch on Unichain from day one. So I'm supporting something like I don't know, 80 between 80 and 100 teams in the ecosystem. And then we've got a couple other guys that help out managing like Telegram groups and Discord. So day to day could be anything from helping new teams onboard, answering technical questions about like what sort of dependencies they need, like um, to launch, deploy, all the way to helping teams strategize like um, what does it look like? How do they structure their product, I guess, and try to find product market fit. I've had a couple Atrium teams come after their capstone and try to figure out like how do they work with us to go through the grants process. So yeah,
yeah.
developer support one way, shape, or another.
Yeah, I had a follow-up question. So what does Unisoft Foundation specifically look for when you guys are like reviewing her projects and like proposals coming in towards you?
Um, that depends because we've got a couple different pipelines depending on like what stage the project is in.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, we'll help out from anything from technical support to like go-to-market support. Um, and then for the grants process, we're really trying to again work on V4 adoption. That's really kind of the core focus, and trying to uh, build out um, a couple different hooks that we're gonna really lean on as far as trying to get adoption going to try to prove that V4 is the innovation that DeFi needs moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And taking along, I guess you've seen like a lot of FIFA hooks by now. So I was wondering, like, what are there like any specific hooks that you would like to see come out now, or maybe some particular projects being built using V4?
Um, well, yeah, I mean, I'd love to see. I love to see it all, man. I mean, that's one of the things that I actually love about the job is and the work that I do is getting to talk to new projects and figure out like what people are working on and kind of see like the novel ideas that people are coming up with. Um, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I think it'd be cool to start seeing like V4 more integrated into like consumer side stuff somehow. Um, and yeah, like a combination of hooks that somehow interact. I mean, you can do so many things now, like now that the hooks are implemented. And so, um, I mean, LP profitability is always one thing, and of course, I mean, it's a huge thing, a part of what we're trying to do, but like expanding it to other things and then trying to figure out how it actually fits into um, I think like actual business models, like profitable business models
Mhm.
is kind of what needs to happen in order to kind of like move it adoption forward.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I could probably answer that question right there. I had to move my VPS, so the project deck and the demo site that I had up probably don't work at the moment. Um, so that's on my to-do list to get that back up and running.
That's cool, man. I'll have a look over your YouTube video as well. So do you want to talk a little bit about your pitch experience and sort of like I see you wrote a front end for this as well. It like
hmm
how is that for you? What do you like? Did you like looks like you partnered with somebody? How long did it take you to build it? When did you do it? How was the pitch? All that sort of stuff.
Yeah, no, those are all great questions. Yeah, so um, yeah, I was really going hard at the time doing VC pitches and stuff, so that's kind of how I treated it. Um, and I basically, yeah, started from the business side of it first. I think I initially started thinking about it like, how do I run it as a SaaS or figure out how to pay myself using the yield from the money that people put into the LP. But yeah, the again, that was a great part of the process. One of the first weeks going through the program at the HM Academy is like a team building session. So yeah, I found his name escapes me at the moment. I found a partner that yeah wanted to work on it with me, and yeah, we kind of just split it up. I let him kind of run with the front end, and I ran with the smart contracts because that's kind of what I was really focused on at the time. And yeah, I didn't have Claude Code or anything like that, but I think I relied pretty heavily on ChatGPT to put most of the back end together. I'm not going to lie about that part.
Uh-huh.
um, but yeah, I mean, it was a pretty quick just proof of concept to pull together a front end, um,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Uh,
put all the
One
pieces
more point
together.
on the front end part. I think if it really makes sense for your app to have a front end, then that's okay. But for at least for UHI or like a POC, we don't really expect a front end. If your hook, if you can just demonstrate the functionality of your hook with like unit tests, that also works. That's fine enough. Yeah. Um, yeah. Talking more about like V4 or like DeFi in general, like, are there like any um specific things that you want to see come across DeFi, or like maybe the question is like, how do you want to see DeFi evolve more broadly?
Um, well, for DeFi, I mean, yeah, it's really exciting now with all the bigger players getting into it, and it feels like, uh, yeah, it's just coming of age type of thing. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of leave my mark or legacy for my kids. Um, Decentralized finance is absolutely amazing with what you can do, especially with like I'm getting kind of deep into like doing the AI um, stuff with programmable bullets and things like that. So yeah, now that we have V4 and like the language is there, um, I think that combined with all this the natural language stuff that you can do with AI is going to really kind of allow people to get really creative. And so, yeah, I'm super excited for all the really cool stuff that the kids are coming up with.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, that's great. I have a few like rapid fire questions. It's like short answers to rapid fire questions. Maybe you could do that.
nice.
Favorite crypto tool or app that you use a lot?
Favorite, sorry, crypto what?
Favorite crypto app or tool that you use on a daily basis or a lot?
Oh, wow. Uniswap app right now, absolutely.
I
For
thought that
sure.
was going to be the answer. Yeah. A hook idea that you will build if you were in your child now.
Um, let's see. Yeah, if I'm kicking around an idea for, um, it's been around for a while. I've seen other people do it, but I think now with V4 and like a crypto inheritance vault would be like, um, yeah, I just for me personally, I think that'd be a killer, kind of a killer app because um, I don't think anybody that I've seen does it well at this point for the few people that have tried to do it. But
Uh,
yeah, with V4 and like automatic, you know, uh, programming and things you can do with it, rebalancing, all that sort of stuff. Like, yeah, I think it'd make sense to do something like that and have another
right.
SaaS. I'm the SaaS guy.
Um, yeah. What do you miss the most from your child days?
Uh, what was the ETH price back then? All right, I'm not probably not supposed to talk
It's the
about
same. It hasn't moved. It
it.
hasn't moved.
No, yeah, I what do I really miss? Just the building. I think when you get into that kind of mode, when you're working with people and it's the same hackathon type of energy. Like when you get in the same room, be it virtually or in a giant convention hall, and you've got that those ideas flowing and people talking. I mean, yeah, that's kind of always really cool for me.
Yeah, yeah, the creative hackathon flow.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, and yeah, I had a question. Why Potato F Blue?
Um, yeah, I get all sorts of questions.
Yeah,
It's an old
for
gamer
context,
tag.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's his Twitter username, and that's I would say it's like one of the most one of the most unique names I'm seeing. So yeah,
Um, okay, so it was an old World of Warcraft username. I was a Shadow Priest support. I mean, yeah, so again, kind of a current recurring theme throughout my career. Even in video games, I've always kind of played support. Um, but uh, yeah, would always frequently run out of mana trying to keep my team alive. Um, so, uh, and I was a dwarf priest. So I think at some point I had to rename myself, and that's what it ended up being, and that's just what stuck for for 20 some odd years at this point.
sick, amazing. Yeah, what's something surprising that you've learned about Uniswap Foundation operations behind the scenes now that you joined the team?
Something I've learned. Well, I think the thing that surprised me most was just how much of an impact the team had with its size when I first joined. I think it was 12 or 13 people at that time. Um, so yeah, for for the things that they were doing, it was pretty amazing. The output and the impact and what they'd done. Um, Getting before up and running. The some of the governance stuff that was happening, Uni Day, all the planning around that really kind of got me hooked. And yeah, the people are just all of them are absolutely incredible at what they do.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, all right, I'll open up questions for the audience. So yeah, if you want to go, John.
Thanks. So back to your actual project then, Matt. I'm just having a quick look. I'm sorry I didn't get to check it out before the for this session, but I'm looking at your deck right now, or the YouTube video. So a couple of things at a high level, like it's called rug pull, and I saw like you've got some before and after hooks and stuff. You want to just talk like it looks to me like like I'm a little confused because I would have thought like it's it has to be added to a pool, and then what are you really monitoring for? Just liquidity providers pulling out, or are you looking for people who launch funky tokens, or how's it work, my man?
Uh, yeah. By the time I finished the hackathon, I had to scale it back because of the scope. It's an 8-week thing, right? So,
Right.
um, uh, the idea basically, I think, to ship the capstone was basically to monitor, yeah, like liquidity providers. Initially, way back when I first came up with the idea, it was supposed to be a way to like basically do clawbacks from meme coins that people were doing funny things with liquidity from. Because at the time, I was pretty heavy into trading meme coins, and people were doing things like adding liquidity, pulling out, and then adding it back later, watching the token come up. So yeah, it was supposed to be. Um, I mean, that was the initial idea. How it actually happened, and what the actual implementation was at the end for the hook, for the capstone. Yeah, it was very much scaled back and just kind of watching like what are liquidity providers doing, and then putting them through um, some type of Oracle process where it was like watching and monitoring and doing some sort of risk management, and then um, either letting the transaction happen or not, basically.
Cool. Okay. And then I had the question like, did you like obviously you pitched? I'm looking at your video here because, but I'm just looking at the decks and stuff. So two questions. Did you win anything? Did you get any money? How'd that go for you?
No, but I ended up with a job at the
Okay,
foundation. So, I mean,
cool.
yeah.
And then the
I
second
suppose in
question is,
another, sure.
you got a project roadmap here, which has like core development and all these partnerships. As you say, it's like a pitch deck for VCs and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but basically, it looks like you pivoted and started working with the foundation. So,
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It was maybe in an alternate universe, Rugguard went off and I don't know, became huge. But in my current universe, I'm very happy doing the work that I'm helping out with at the foundation.
Cool. And like you said, super small team. What's a day in the life of Matt look like nowadays?
Yeah, so we've expanded since I joined even, and yeah, the team is on yeah, huge growth path, I think at the moment. Now that we have that the most recent government proposal that got approved. So we've got the runway for adding on a bunch more resources and help. But yeah, for myself, like I said earlier, a lot of it's pretty varied in dev support, which I love. So there, yeah, from one day it can be just supporting on the back end. Like yesterday, we had some issues with something with the Unichain sequencer, so helping people run their nodes on the Unichain side. On the V4 side, it could be anything from answering um, integration questions, hook questions, implementation questions, that sort of stuff. Um, and yeah, integrating teams. I'm trying to figure out like, um, yeah, does this model make sense? Is it something that would be profitable to LPs and profitable as a business model, that type of thing. So thinking through some of those kind of strategic ideas. Um, yeah.
Cool. Thanks, man.
Great. We got one question from Emily in the chat. What are your thoughts on rehabilitation hooks?
Love them. I mean, um, yeah, there's a bunch of projects that we're looking at. I think it's a pretty interesting area, and there's a lot of potential for um, different projects to kind of use those along with um, other type of novel financial um, strategies to come up with something that could be like an actual profitable business model.
Amazing. Yeah. I'll also drop Potato Ftoom's Twitter in this link in the chat. So if you guys can go and show some love, and if you want to get in touch with him, it's a great way. I can't find your Twitter ID.
Oh, it's OX. It
Okay.
starts with OX.
That's funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I
I
wasn't
got
early
it.
enough
It's
to get
coming.
the actual.
There it is.
oh, there it is. Thank you,
Yes.
John.
Thanks,
Yeah,
John.
please go follow
Appreciate it.
yeah, Matt. Amazing.
Hope that's you.
Yeah, that is.
It
You got
isn't. There's only one person with that
it.
ID.
Cool. So
Yeah.
just a heads up, I worked at Harmony from like 2019, part of the like core team building it out, and so I saw that whole rug pull thing and stuff, the bridge getting broken and stuff, and yeah, it was pretty interesting. One of the roles we had was bringing on node operators and stuff as well. And with your DevOps background, Matt, that's pretty interesting. How are you finding the Uni chain? Are you enjoying that and sort of like the proliferation of L2 rollouts? And how do you think that sort of impacts what Uniswap's doing?
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense, right? Having the app chain, it's been on kind of like the Ethereum roadmap for ages, and so um, yeah, having those kind of purpose-built chains, I think, makes a lot of sense for the ones that are going to be doing enough transactions and data, and then for node providers and infrastructure, it's great too. I think there's always more opportunity for them to try to spin up and support those type of things. And yeah, I mean, it just
Did you guys partner with like Caldera or Conduit, or you just like spin up your nodes yourselves?
so that's more on the lab side, I think.
Okay,
Yeah, should probably make the distinction that labs and the foundation are two completely distinct entities, each with their own separate operations and everything like that. So I think, yeah, most of the like infrastructure stuff working with the larger node providers is more on the lab side, while the foundation is more focused on um, building out like the DeFi and the rest of the ecosystem.
cool, makes sense. Back to Emily's question: what is a rehypothecation book? What's that?
Yeah, so it's basically taking like the lending and borrowing programs and then looping them. You can do all sorts of uh, like leverage yield type of strategies, basically.
Right. And so that involves like leveraging, say, something like Curve or Aave or something, and then taking liquidity from that and sort of flashing it into just-in-time pools or something, or is it something else?
Um, yeah, you could do that or looping assets um, and trying to figure out like what's the best way to um, across different pools, figure out and rebalance them, that sort of thing.
Cool. And you said you do a fair bit of work on Telegram, like in the Discord as well. Are you actively on there as well?
Yeah, yeah, and yeah. So if you're um, looking for dev support of any type, Discord's pretty much the first place to go to. And then I
And
think,
who are
sorry,
you
go
on
ahead.
there, man? Who,
Same
same thing?
username. Yeah,
Got
Potato
it.
Doom. But then we have a couple like specific uh, hooks, like the Hooks Dojo is like a hook specific Telegram group. And I
Okay.
think Atrium's got its own alumni group as now as well.
Yeah, yeah, we do. Once you graduate, you'll be added to that. I'll,
Cool.
I mean, if you want support from Atrium, you know, Discord is the best place.
Yeah, so you can find me in either place, basically.
Yeah. Great. If we don't have more questions, I think we can slowly wrap up. All right. So yeah, thank you, Matt, again for joining and sharing your insights behind UHI and like working at Uniswap Foundation. Again, please go follow him on Twitter, and if you have any more questions about hooks or Unichain, please reach out to him directly or in the Discord server. And yeah, thank you so much for joining.
Great.
Really
Thanks,
informative,
guys.
Matt. Thanks a lot. Really
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thanks, Manu.
Yep. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thanks.